All right. In this live stream, I'm going to talk about how Donald J. Trump, President-elect policies are going to mess up a lot of people's Amazon FBA dreams. Here at Hustlers Kung Fu, where we learn how to make money without a job, I've been talking about this for the longest of times, like Billy Joel's old song, for the longest of time. I've been talking about this. That it would be best for you to go ahead, start your own business, start your own website, build your brand, right? And people are just like, no, man, nah. I'm just going to go where the traffic is. I'm just going to go to Amazon. I'm going to go to eBay. Anyone who is selling products sourced, manufactured, made in China, it's going to have some problems. It's going to have a lot of problems. And when I say anyone, I'm talking about Apple. I'm talking about Microsoft. I'm talking about any company that is manufacturing, has factories in China, Walmart. This is why the markets were freaking out. This is why the marketplace was going nuts when it was like, you saw it early that he was going to win, right? Because so many companies are heavily invested in China. Walmart, Apple, Microsoft. You name a company, they've got something going on in China because it's such a growth industry. But China is a currency manipulator. And if you, all right, I'm going to give you what I think is going to happen. This is me rubbing my mythical crystal ball. I don't, it could be wrong. But what I think is going to happen is there will be tariffs imposed. There will be, like, give you an example. If anyone here has been to Hong Kong and you know that literally there's a Ferrari, a Bentley, a supercar on virtually every corner. Well, what you didn't know is Hong Kong has some super high import duty taxes. So if you pay $450,000 for your supercar, right? Well, your taxes are also $450. So $450,000. So your car is a $900,000 car. I see that kind of stuff happening. I see a lot of rifting. I see a lot of churn. Now, I was listening to Clark Howard, and I'm going to talk to you why I actually decided to do this live stream this morning. I was listening to Clark Howard last night, and they were talking about the markets and stuff were going to be okay, depending upon how your stocks and things were. And I do believe the markets will calm down, but I don't think certain stocks are going to be okay. Anything that has heavy presence in China, unless the lobbyists can work some kind of deal, I just don't see. Just how I see it, I see that that's going to be one of the biggest, one of the crown chess pieces, one of the golden jewels of his policies. I see him going bananas on this. And if you are sourcing product from China, expect the cost of those goods to dramatically increase, therefore removing the advantage of sourcing from China to begin with. I see that happening. I see it happening soon. I don't see it taking years to happen, because one of the things you got to understand is it's not Donald J. Trump. It's Donald J. Trump. It's the Senate. It's the House of Representatives. And if, possibly 1 to 3 Supreme Court justices. Do you understand what you're dealing with? This stuff is going to happen. A lot of this stuff, and people are just like, it's not, because, all right, I've got several videos. I've talked about this. I have put this out several times. It will behoove you to create your own brand. It will behoove you to create your own website. It will behoove you to learn how to drive traffic. And I've had people fight, well, I'll just go to eBay. I'll just go to Amazon. And a lot of those people are going to get crushed in the coming months. This is not going to take years. I'm telling you, because first of all, I did a video years ago. It was called the new BMW, Beach White Males. And what many people don't seem to understand is this economic shift that is happening is driven by technology. Software is eating the world. This trend is not going to reverse. We're going to keep going forward with technology enhancing our lives and obliterating jobs as we know it. In the manufacturer sector, it ain't coming back, not like it was. You know, back when your dad could have a job, work a little overtime at the factory. Your mom didn't have to work, had enough money to retire because the factory had a pension. He wasn't doing a 401k. He was doing a pension. So when he died, your mom got his pension, so she didn't have to work and she kept the house, and good old dad was able to send you to college on that one salary. People are looking at that and saying those are the good old days. I think that's what a lot of people are saying when it's like, let's take our country back, make America great. But the thing is, those days are gone, and they've been gone, and we've been transitioning out of them since the 70s. I talked about NAFTA. I thought it was a bad idea when it happened. People thought I was crazy. That's one of the things he wants to pull out of. So anybody that's getting these so-called competitive advantages by sourcing products from countries that are not, quote, playing economically fair, which is China, Brazil, South America, not so much. I think if you're getting your stuff from South America, you're going to be better. I noticed that GE has invested quite a bit of money in building factories in South America. I mean, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be like crazy brutal for a lot of folks, and people are not paying attention. So what's going on, people? This is early. Let's see. What's up, Lamode? What's up, Alvin? What's up, Diana? Alvin, real interesting times ahead. If the Republican Senate and House are not bought off or too instructional to work with Trump. Honestly, I think they're afraid of him. I think with all of that, all right, just look at what happened. They hated him, okay? And when he got himself in there, and when Comey released we're going to reinvestigate Hillary, I think that tilted the election because it was very close in a lot of pivotal states. I mean, we're talking about 50,000 to 150,000 votes. Very close. So releasing those emails brought that Republican base out, and they just went ahead and said, hey, we hate each other, but we're family. That's what happened. I think they're going to work with him. Because if they don't work with him, and I want you to understand this, forecasting. If Trump, because you got to understand, his base is still active. And if they don't work with him and they run their races, and Trump's like, he will say this, Senator so-and-so, Representative so-and-so didn't work with me on this. They're out. They're going to lose their jobs. They're going to lose access to those cushy lobbying jobs that, no. They're out. They're going to work with him. Why? Because they have no damn choice. No choice. Let's see what's going on. What's going on here? Better get in check mode. Your business. China is going to fare fast. China sellers no more. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is going to be real interesting. Fuel injection, no carb. Robert Brunt, I like this. Good paying manufacturing jobs in the U.S. are like Santa. They're not real. That's the reality. That's the reality. They're not coming back. I'm going to tell you a story in a minute. Wavy Cricket, should I quit my job with $500 saved up? Fuck no. What's up? K.VL, what do you think of selling on Shopify? All right, let me go ahead and address things with Shopify. Shopify is a tool, okay? It is a way for you to showcase whatever you're selling in a very pretty, functional, and efficient model, okay? Shopify is great for that. Now, if you can't get traffic to Shopify, you're wasting your time and money. That's the thing. It isn't Shopify. Shopify has no traffic. Shopify is just like Gumroad, which is a tool, which is like Thinkific, which is a tool. They do not have traffic. So unless you're thinking a little short, you got to think about how will I get traffic to X, Y, and Z. That's the biggest part of the equation. That's the most important part of the equation. WikiLeaks and Project Vertus turned my vote to Trump. Crazy man with whack hair. Facts. I mean, what's up? Rugged collars. Alvin, what about infrastructure building, jobs for roads, electric grid, power plants? You know Obama tried that, right? He tried that. Okay. There are many cities that have some serious infrastructure problems, and you cannot fix these problems without spending a massive amount of money. Who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for it? I don't see it happening because someone's got to pay for it. Unless they're, someone's got to pay for it. Let's see. I mean, you got so many things. QT Dynamite. What's the best service a small business to start under a future Trump presidency? Quitting my job with $7,500. Okay, so all you folks who want to quit your job and you have no money coming in, stop that dumb shit. That is absolutely fucked up dumb shit. Anyone tells you to quit your job and you have, right, it's not how much money you have saved up. It's how much money you will immediately have coming in after you quit that job. That is the ticket. Do not quit your job with $7,500 ain't shit for starting a business. No, don't do it. Keep your job, find your business model, work on the side. When it starts making money that can support you or get close to it, then you quit your job. Do not quit your job with $500, $7,500 all saved. That's stupid. That's just fucking stupid. How much should I save to quit? You should not start. All right, this is the process, right? Don't save up your money to quit your job. What you do is you find a business model that you can start right now. Not next year, not when your money's right now. That's what you want to do. You want to start that business model up now, learn your lessons, start getting money coming in, then you start all this stuff. You got a job. Okay, see, this is the thing. Businesses are like infants. They have great potential, but they take time to grow. And there's too much pressure. It's just way too much pressure. And Brian Tucker, he has a video on service businesses to start. Yep, a lot of people watch that video every day. Alvin, Morin, use YouTube to bring traffic to your site. Well, let me tell you about that. I'm actually going to... YouTube will punish the shit out of you. One of the reasons that I had this big rework of my site here is YouTube punishes you in terms of deranking you, not granting you authority by you sending traffic off YouTube unless you're using paid traffic. So that doesn't work like it used to. It worked like a motherfucker for me for a long time, but they changed the rules. And, you know, Cameron's Law, all third-party platforms behave the same at some point. So Richard Fike, so with the election over and the economy about to be changed up, word, what do you think is a good startup would be to take advantage of this? Anything. See, okay, you got to look at this. During the Great Depression, people still had to eat. There was food. People still had to shit. There was toilet paper. People still had to drink. There was water and alcohol. The world is not going to fundamentally change in terms of how we live, the things that we do. It's not going to change. Business models that work. People still going to get their laundry done. People still need their cars washed. There is no, quote, super business that's going to take advantage of this if you're like starting off. If you are a multi-million-dollar business already with money in the bank and a plan, yeah, you're going to have a different approach. But as a startup, just start whatever business that you can start and serve your clients well. Because any business that's an LLC, that's taking advantage of those tax laws like Trump. I got a video up here, Trump's bankruptcy, 4 bankruptcies explained. That's the system. But the thing is, you could do it too. Now, he's not going to mess with that. Why? Not because he cares about other rich people. He cares about his kids. He's not going to do anything that's going to hurt his kids' futures or options. So those laws are going to stay the same. You're going to be able to take advantage of the system. That's going to stay the same. But, you know, for folks who are selling cheap made shit from China, you buy it for 50 cents, you sell it for $3, $4, $5 on Amazon. That shit's about to be over. That party's about to change. That 50-cent item might have a $3 to $4 or $5 tariff on it. You think I'm playing? You think this is fantasy? I grew up when there were oil embargoes. There's so many things that I've seen that are coming back. And a lot of you folks who are not old enough to remember, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked at what's about to happen. GE got all energy contracts from China. That's a little different. We'll see. That's how much assets you have. Louis the Seller. Obama tried that. I tried to tell him. But do you believe they was restricted by the many that wanted to make sure he did not succeed? Okay. Who's in charge now? GOP. They're for less government, less interference, and trying not to spend money. Any program like that is going to be about spending money. So I don't see it flying. The traffic fine should pay for the infrastructure. Big Short, Trump's housing model is what I did. Jumbotron, I would quit my job if I had 10K monthly residential residuals. Shoe, advice for a 23-year-old. Shoe, 458, ask a better question. I'm getting out of the thing of doing general advice like that because I have no idea who you are, what you can do, what your capabilities are, what your possibilities of life. I mean, I don't know. You know, advice, for a man who is living in Colorado with no kids and $5,000 in the bank is different than some 23-year-old with 3 kids by 3 different women. Hey, better questions, better advice. Dana Thompson, replace your income with 3x more, then quit. Pretty much, because your business is going to have cost of its own. Maurice Blake, is there substantial money in affiliate marketing? Yeah, there are people who are making millions of dollars a month. Obama was totally obstructed. Pretty much, but that's not going to be the problem here. I think they're all going to come together and be a dysfunctional family and work that GOP plan out. What would you say are some of your top strategies and business systems to mitigate the effects of Trump coming protectional plans? Source your inventory in America. Employ American workers. Sell American products. That much I do believe he's going to be very, very real on. And if you are someone who is, because I'm going to tell you something in a minute. I was in a lot of mastermind groups. There were a lot of people who were in Europe, who were in Asia, Australia. Where do they sell most of their stuff? Right here. There is no other America on the planet. There's no other place like this where you have such a huge population that many folks have disposable income. In many countries, the middle class is like our poor people. That's their middle class. We're very, very unique in the world in terms of money. So a lot of people are trying to sell products and services here. And it's about to get real interesting. Let's see. What does Donald Trump's victory mean for the world? Fear. Stark, raving fear. I'm going to explain some stuff to you. I talked about it yesterday. I'm going to get into it again. The United States was pulled into World War I. The United States was pulled into World War II. One of the reasons that NATO and other things that the U.S. got into is whether we want to fight and all this bullshit or not, there's a chance that we can be pulled in blindsided. So versus being pulled in blindsided, have a game plan. He's thinking about disabling a lot of that stuff. Might work, might not. His advisors might talk him out of it. But if the United States says, hey, we're not part of this agreement, and then some country gets attacked and we're like, fuck you, you're on your own, you will see a lot of invasions. You will see a lot of war. You will see a lot of casualties. It's a very scary thing. That's why people around the world are freaking out. If Hillary was elected, that wouldn't have happened. Do you know the United States sends many countries billions of dollars a year? A lot of that shit's going to get cut off unless it's some kind of strategic plan where there's a need or a benefit, but it's going to get cut off. Iron trades. I think the revolving door between the tech startups, the banks, and the government might go down. VC tech bubble pop 11.9. Could be. Cheap China is over. Yep. Domestic real estate investments should become really favorable vehicles considering Trump's a big real estate guy. Nothing here in America, the tax law that benefits, doing business here, that's not going to change. But many companies have been taking advantages of economic inefficiencies of being able to hire cheap labor in other countries and then make that product and sell it 10x, 20x, 30x, 40x, 1000x. That's going to be in peril. Building and construction is fine if you got the capital. You can't build nothing with no money. Real estate market, once again, is kind of driven by the rest of the economy. Sound system good. We are too dependent on cheap Chinese products to reverse the situation without bankrupting people. You know what? You're 100% right, and I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. That's why I'm doing this video, because someone sent me, I don't do any Amazon FBA consulting because I don't have an Amazon FBA account. I'm not going to start one. I'm not going to start doing it. I can then consult you on how to get products. I can consult you how to talk to companies. I can consult you on how to sell, business development. I don't know shit about Amazon FBA, and I'm not learning. Now, with that said, I get this email, and I've put this out. I got several videos that are titled, No Amazon, No eBay, More Money. Yet people keep coming to me for this stuff, and I don't know why. And that's why I'm going to continue to do these videos, because I could be wrong, and I'll say that. This is just an educated guess, but I don't think I'm going to be that wrong. Not from the shit that I've heard said, and not from the things, because the thing is, I've studied Donald Trump long before this happened. Donald Trump's a motherfucker. He's been a motherfucker for a long ass time. And I want you to just pay attention to how he got to the presidency. No lobbying money, no affiliation. Everybody said, fuck you. People turned their backs on him. He owes nobody shit. Do you understand? This is going to be comedy. This is just going to be comedy for a lot of people. But sound system good. Yeah, we're dependent, but I'm 50 years old. I remember the oil embargoes. We were dependent on that oil. They shut that shit out. There were gas lines. You can only get gas on certain days. You don't think that shit can happen again? Watch. Yeah, I think a lot of companies are going to go bankrupt. I think you're absolutely right there, because they've predicated their business on getting that cheap Chinese labor, and it won't be cheap no more. Let's see. Michael Langwall, let me suggest this. Focus domestically on reselling books. Plenty of stuff. If you got your hustle on, it's going to work. It's working for me, and all it takes is hustle. Hey, if you're selling locally, if you're selling in America, you're selling American stuff, you're going to be fine. I agree with that. That's going to be the issue. A lot of countries have not been playing fair. I've talked about this in older videos. Let's see. You can make a profit. ECWJCW 2012. You can make a profit with FBA without importing from China, but it's a hustle, not sitting on your ass clicking the mouse for a few hours a week. Okay, that's true. Let me go ahead and just say this again. If you're selling stuff from America, or if you're a reseller, you're selling antiques, you're selling unique stuff, that's still going to work. But what is the big move? What is everybody doing? Private labeling, white labeling, go to China, India, someplace, get something super, super cheap. I mean, I've seen the videos. It's like, well, you don't want to make sure you want to get some. It's not too heavy. That can, you can buy 500, 1,000 of them. Maybe fit in a box the size of 4 or 5 shoe boxes. Send to Amazon. Pay 50 cents for the item. Sell it for $5. That's been the business model. That's all of these guys who are like, getting rich, retiring off Amazon. They're not talking about. None of those guys are talking about buying stuff from America. It's all imported. So a lot of those folks are going to get hit. Louis the Seller, do you respect Trump as a businessman, not paying taxes because he followed what you believe in? Don't hate the game, learn the rules so you can play, so you can win. This is my view on Trump as a business person. My respect goes to Fred Trump. Okay. Anyone that study business and how money's made and fortunes and stuff, that first 100,000 is the hardest, that first million and so forth. Donald Trump's father was worth 30 million 70s, right? Which is the equivalent of being a billionaire today. Houses back then were like 5 to 12 grand across the country. He was worth 30 million. He could have just bought houses left and right. So my respect is for Fred Trump. The respect I will give to Donald Trump is he enhanced the family fortune, where a lot of kids who get that kind of money, influence, and connections fuck it up. But on the whole thing of not paying taxes, I have said this so many different fucking ways on this channel and so many videos, and nobody wants to hear me. If you have an LLC or you have an S Corp, then that S Corp forms an LLC, and then you get yourself a good fucking CPA. You can do the same thing. I've said that for fucking years. So it's not so much me respecting it. It's like, I've been doing this shit myself, okay? I've been saying that, but no, nobody wants to listen to it. Everybody wants to act like fucking sheeple. But now that he put it out there, it's like, oh, it's okay. I've been saying this for years. I did a video for Bankruptcies Explained, what he did, how he did it. It's up here. Let's see, Alvin, do you think China will develop a large middle class like America as America's middle class shrinks? Middle class spending drives the economy. China already has a middle class. It's going to get bigger. But, because see, the thing is, the rest of the world also buys from China. It's not just us. So it will put a crinkle in some stuff, but they will continue to grow. And they have their own, people to sell to. Richard Fike, thanks, man. It's always great to listen in. I'm new to sales and planning a new business. I learned a lot from your videos. Keep it up. Welcome to the fam. Thank you very much for that wonderful comment. Robert Bond, starting a video production company, going narrative based. What was your biggest challenges in trying to grow your audience when you started making videos? Nobody believed in the concept until the shows came on. My channel grew exponentially because of Storage Wars, Auction Hunters. It's just, you got to be consistent. You got to keep making videos. That's pretty much it. And you got to learn internet video marketing strategies. Brian Tucker, I'm taking a break from Facebook for a few weeks because my timeline was full of so much fear around the election. Folks are really terrified and upset. Dude, I woke up, before I went to bed last night, I saw there are people having protests and starting fires and shit over this in the streets around the country. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Somebody sent me this video by David Banner talking about, how he wasn't worried, how this was a good thing. Like I said, I went to sleep and I woke up and I did what I normally do, because if you have a business, you're making your own money. You're not dependent upon the government. Like, I have a lot of people who talk to me about, hey, what about nonprofits? I don't know fucking shit about nonprofits, and I'm not trying to be part of a nonprofit. I'm not trying to start one. I'm a private sector guy. All that stuff is going to get hit hard. I need to choose something fast. No idea where to start. Yeah. All right. Here it is. Under the video. Well, actually under other videos, because I didn't change this stuff. I got books, I got courses, I got, pimping your hustler's mindset, pimping your mind for success. 30 days to 2,500. Essentially, for most people, and I'm going to give it to you straight, The best course for most people is 30 days to 2,500 because it gives you marketing help, it gives you sales help, it gives you help on trying to figure out some. And if you don't know what you want to do, you're going to have to risk some time and money testing business models. There is no, I'm going to do this and it's going to work. That's some bullshit. You're going to do it, it might work, then it'll stop working. Let's see, Mark Hanu, Robert. I do video production and I can tell you the biggest challenge is low demand. I can see that because, like, look what I'm doing. You know, this live stream, I'll give you the cost structure of all this. I got an iMac. I already had the iMac, so I'm not even going to include that. But I've got this Logitech C920. I got another one. Let me hit it. Let's see. Is that it? That's that one. I got that one. I have, let's see, that one. This is the iMac. I got 3 cameras here, right? iMac already had the camera. These Logitech C2, they're like $70. And the software, which is Wirecast Pro, that was $600. So I got a studio for $800. So go ahead and add the iMac in. That was almost $2,000. So $3,000 for a studio, and the lights I already had. To do this 5 years ago, you're looking at 20, 30, 40 grand. And this is kind of one of the reasons jobs are disappearing, because I would have needed like a cameraman. I would have needed someone to run the board. I can do all this stuff myself. This is why manufacturing and other shit's not coming back. Technology is no joke. Broderick, damn, I never thought about not saving to quit your job, but to work while you have your job. All right, this is going to be the thing. As someone who started several businesses, I've got, and I'm not even telling people, I've started like another YouTube channel. I got another channel that I'm starting up again, and I'm going to create another one. And I'm not telling anybody because I want to grow those audiences organically, and I want them to be clean for people who want that type of content, right? I know these channels are going to take months to grow. I know this. There is like, you know, as much as I know about video marketing, I know how this thing works, and months is fast, because it took me from 2009 to 2012 to get 20,000 subscribers. I got 30,000 subscribers in the last 2 years. So it's getting to the point where you can do things much faster, but it's still going to take time. And you know, I'm patient enough to wait for that time. I'm patient enough to wait for the money to come in, but I have multiple streams of income. But yeah, you don't want to quit your job. No, 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 no. Get something going. And I'll tell the story of Morris again. He was doing storage auctions. There was another guy. His name was Chris. Chris was doing Craigslist. He bought my Craigslist book. He loves Craigslist. He lives in Chicago. And he got laid off. And he said, I don't even care. That just gives me more time to flip shit on Craigslist. I'll make even more money. That's the ticket. Do not quit your job. Let's see. The money block overseas is ending, so all that untapped cash is coming back to USA. 10 trillion in untapped accounts. A lot of stuff is going to happen domestically, but I don't think it's going to trickle down to the people who voted him in office. Because the thing is, if they really understood technology and the way things were happening, they wouldn't be in the position that they are in. Yeah, Fred was the dude. Elvis and Cadillac Cheese cannot get enough. Brian Tucker, yes, there was a huge protest downtown in Richmond, VA last night. To me, that's crazy. Okay, he won. He won overwhelmingly. There will be no recount. It's a done deal. But once again, I didn't really care who got in office because it wasn't going to affect me. And everybody that has a business that's not dependent upon government contracts or some shit like that, they're like, oh, well. That's right, Diana. Goodbye, Dollar Tree. I'm Melissa V, and I love the words of wisdom. Thanks so much. I found all your stuff useful and motivated. I appreciate your kind words. Yeah, I think the stock market's going to be trippy because, see, you got to look at the relationships. Apple, which is one of the largest companies in the world, has a heavy presence in China. That is going to impact their profitability. It just is. I mean, and what's funny, and Apple's, to me, has kind of lost their way because a lot of people, such as myself, like, I don't know if you can see it. I think if I do this, you can see it. I got, there it is. I got that 17-inch MacBook Pro. I didn't go out and get the new one. It didn't make, it didn't, all right. I did all that and I did not switch the camera. I got that 17-inch MacBook Pro, right? I'm just going to continue to remodel it. I went ahead and upped the RAM and I swapped out the drive for a solid state drive. And, I bought it in 2011. My Apple guy told me that what they can do with my other iMac here is this: they can juice these suckers up. That's what a lot of people are doing because there hasn't been a significant push in anything that's always, they're faster, the process a little bit better. But for my needs, what I have will work. Now I might buy that Pro. I might buy the Apple Pro. Thought about that. Let's see. And I love this discussion between Mark and Robert because, see, this is the thing. I'm a video guy, but the thing is, people who do video production are a dime a dozen. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the people who create videos that go viral, and most videos that go viral are manufactured. They just don't happen. Those people get paid like crazy, and I actually got to meet some of those guys. I got to meet the guy who did the purple, the girl, the Goldilocks for the mattress and the eggs. I got to meet the duct tape guy. I know the guy who did the pooping unicorn. Those guys make 7 figures a year take home after, they get paid. They get paid. Let's see. The housing market is dependent upon the rest of the economy. If the economy is doing great overall, the housing market will do. I don't see the housing market doing that great when there's upheaval. It just depends. I see certain sectors, certain states, certain cities, they'll be fine because they have a lot of things going on there. But overall, and understand, there are some houses that have not recovered from 2007. Some markets still have not recovered. So just think. I don't see the hustle man 2010. Do you foresee the robot revolution kicking in 2017? No. But I'd see it kicking in the next 5 years. Big time. He was voted in by disenfranchised white men from the Midwest. He was voted in from disenfranchised white men from coast to coast. See, this is the thing. Think about it. Like you're in Ohio. No, let's take Washington, D.C., right? You ever been in Washington, D.C. and Virginia? And then if you take a wrong turn, you're in Pennsylvania and you're going in apple orchards. Most of this country is rural. Most of it. You got a lot of people in the bigger cities, but when you get out of the cities, the Midwest country is not like SEC football, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi country, but they're still fucking country. And they still have the same sentiments. They still have the same values. I'm out here on this fucking tractor at 4:30 in the morning, freezing my nuts off. And then there's somebody at home getting a check, ain't doing shit. That's fundamentally unfair. It is. And that's the group. And then there's a bunch of them. Because my thing was, I knew he had a lot of people. I didn't think there was enough of them, and I was wrong. There was apparently enough of them. And I looked at some of the election stuff. A lot of people didn't vote. In this election, now this is the thing that's funny. More people voted in 2000 than this election, but we have a population that has grown by almost 50 million. Think about that. So even more people didn't vote. Less people have voted. So that was another reason. Let's see. Robert Braun, I was telling a friend last that night, ironically, one of the first demographics that would be affected by his program, he guts. Yep, that's the thing, because a friend of mine showed me this picture of this hillbilly, right, in front of his trailer with no shirt on, and it was saying, I voted for Republicans for all my life, and I'm still poor. I was like, that's pretty much it. You're spot on with that. ECW, yeah, middle America feels like they have no voice. So what did they do? Erect a rich New Yorker born with a silver spoon. Dude, there was an article written about that, and I had me rolling because I remember I was watching someone that was in this group, and he said, I feel weird because I'm struggling, but I'm sending this guy billionaire money to be president. I said nothing. I was like, that little feeling you have, you should have followed it, but, you know, it was funny. Yeah, I believe Apple has lost innovation. What do you think will be the future of the used goods market? If the economy goes in the toilet, used goods will explode. Anything that's decent, likable. I was in it for damn near a decade. Used goods market, you know, it's not going anywhere. Brian, the Mac Pro is a great workstation if you need the amount of power and don't mind paying for it. Because see, the thing is with this live stream, I'm doing 720p. I can do 1080 sometimes, but this i5 chip won't handle it. So I'm debating it because there's a lot of things you can do. Louis the Seller, but just like Trump is going to reverse practically all Obama's policy, if he doesn't get reelected again, next president can reverse all of his policies as well. I don't think so. Once again, it ain't just Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. It's the GOP House. It's the GOP Senate. They don't have the majority in the Senate, but they're damn close. I mean, they got all the chips in the cards. This is going to be, let me just say this. If you ain't working on trying to get rich a la Grant Cardone, you're fucking yourself. Rich people are going to get rich regardless of who's in office. Doesn't matter. And now this is going to be different. This is going to be very, very different. Think Reagan years. Think of all the stuff that Reagan did. George Bailey, do you think the Fortune 500 companies will allow Trump to make these changes with their influence? That's going to be one of the sticking points. But once again, look at how he got to where he got. See, all right, read the 48 Laws of Power. Okay. He is in a very different position than any other president elected in this country. He owes nobody any fucking favors. There's no lobbyists. There was no group behind him. Only the National Enquirer and the NRA are the people who publicly came out and supported him as institutions. This is, all right, look at who we're talking about. He is an egomaniac. Make no mistake about that. Now, if you were an egomaniac and you ran this election and everybody thought you were going to lose, everybody talked shit about you, and you won, that's just going to make you more confident and even bolder. I don't think y'all know what we're dealing with here. Those companies, their influence is through lobbyists who, I think there's going to be a lot of shit that goes down in the next 4 years. I think in terms of people like me who have media companies who, you know, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. He's already made me a shitload of money. The sale I had yesterday, the Mind Over Matter, that came because of him. He's already made me money. Think about that. Matter of fact, you know what? For those of you who are here, I'll continue to sell for anybody that's here. This is what you do. Go to hustlerskungfulifeskills.com or hustlerskungfudojo.com. Pick a course that you like, and none of the monthly memberships are on sale. I got a lot of people asking about that. That'd be stupid. I already got people paying that. Why would I cannibalize my future sales? That makes no sense. But any static course, I'll give you 50% off. You just pick what course, send her the name. She'll send you a link. You'll make the payment, and then she will hook you up, so, you know, where you can sign in and email that to you. So for everybody that's here who wants a piece of that action, it's below the video. Just do that, and It'll end at 12 tonight, so you got time to get in. Let's see. Danes own a lot of our real estate more than we owe China. It's going to be interesting. Jumbotron, 49% qualified didn't vote. 11K voted for Harambe. No, 15,000 voted for Harambe. 15,000. I don't think they're going to have a choice. See, once again, all right, in this book that I'm writing, I haven't put it out, I got something called the motherfucker principle. Now, when you have a motherfucker, this person will do any and everything. Donald Trump is a motherfucker. Make no mistake about it. He's also one of them. Think about that too. He's one of them. And he's never gotten what he felt. He's probably felt unappreciated. Bloomberg just pretty much said he wasn't a business. Because the thing is, if it wasn't for Fred Trump, there would be no Donald Trump. He probably would have been successful because, you know, he does have skill sets, but he wouldn't have been where he is now. I mean, Gary Vee, he's another one. He loves, it's like, yeah, it was a $3 million business. Like, $3 million ain't shit. $3 million a year, your dad bringing home $100K, that's money. He downgrades it, but the thing is, and there's a study, I don't know where it is, but kids who are the product of successful entrepreneurs have 1,000% better chance of having a successful business. So there's a lot that goes into that. Henry 30 Lewis, we had a real estate mogul versus women. No offense to women, but those two candidates were being laughed at for the last few years. I mean, Hillary had so much baggage. She had a lot of people who literally hated her ass. I mean, that was a big problem. They hated her. A lot of people did not vote. A lot of kids did not come out like they came out for Obama. Big Short, yes, trauma does not affect me. If he sinks the housing market, I'll just buy more houses. I mean, all right, look. I'll be real with you. I had no intention of doing the mind over matter sale yesterday, right? And I was in one of my groups and I saw someone and he was talking about it and I said, fuck it, I'll do one too and I'll put up a video. Made money. So he's already making me money. Now, why is he making me money? Let's be real. I was positioned to make money before. That's the thing. You got to position yourself to make money and you're not positioned to make money in a job. It's just not going to happen. The Ku Klux Klan. This is my thing on racism. Racism is never going anywhere, and it's moved to, if you are poor, it's really going to impact you more so than if you have money. That's just the reality of it. You know, I had people want to argue me with that, but that's what I see. Mother's mustache. I sell more used goods than new. Same products, new will sit. Used goes quicker most always. I'm grateful to live in the ATL's metro and can get used dirt cheap. Look, I'll tell you the story. I was selling new office furniture. I had a company. They said, if you can sell our used furniture, we will buy new furniture from you. My owner of the company I was working for at the time, he did not want to do it because he didn't like the margins. I sold the used furniture, 50% on the dollar. So I sold $30,000 worth of furniture the first 2 weeks. I got 15 grand. And I sold them the new furniture, but I made more money selling the used furniture. So I was like, where can I get some more used shit? And that's how I got in the storage auction business. This will make the Romans look like the Congress line. I mean, it's going to be fighting. It's going to be ugly. Erica Wilson, Trump will try to destroy Amazon. He does not like Amazon. So I agree with you. That's why I'm doing this, because there are people, like I said, I got someone emailing me about Amazon. I was like, dude, I don't do this. I don't do this. Haha, people stop trying to hustle the hustler. Silverblade, I'll try to destroy Amazon by being their competitor. Hey, I'm telling you what's going to happen. Robert, no one's destroying Amazon. Bezos' money makes Trump look poor. Okay, let's discuss that. Does Jeff Bezos have a military at his disposal? Does Bezos have Congress at his disposal? Mm-mm. Is Bezos in a position to hire, put in 1 to 3 Supreme Court justices? Mm-mm. There is money and there is influence. And at the moment, Trump's got way more influence than Bezos. And he can, let's just doing this. Matter of fact, I just got this because this is a cable I'm going to need to live stream from my DSLR to Wirecast, right? And I need another piece that's coming. I got this from Amazon. It was Amazon Basics. It was $7. A lot of stuff that I see, actually it's got, let's see, can I, hold on a second. It'll actually say it. You probably can see it. Maybe, it's got Amazon Basics on it, right? This cable came from China. A lot of their shit comes from China. What he's going to do is force them to spend more money that they don't want to spend on certain things. And that's going to have a huge impact. I think about Gary Vee the same. I definitely have had to step up in the process. Let's see. Let's go here. My friend's dad had a successful business and I watched him start another successful one. He didn't want to admit his dad had anything to do with it. No, they don't want to admit. All right. I mean, it matters. It matters. Okay. I was the first one in my family to do some shit like this. And this shit was incredibly fucking hard. And, my kids have a much better shot to not. Because, see, this is the thing. I started not at the bottom, but I started underground. Let's just take Donald Trump in this example. Oh, you're Fred Trump's boy. Bank loan. There's so much thing just by having a name. Say his father gave him no money. Just having a name was millions. And, they want to act like that because the truth hurts. The truth hurts. But Fred Trump was the real deal. Landrick Taylor, when you run for president for shits and giggles and then get elected, I know that shit is wild. But yeah, a lot of people hated Hillary. With all of these changes, it's going to seriously impact the economy. Also, before he was elected, Warren Buffett, other people with a lot of money have been sitting on cash because they knew a correction was coming. So it'll be blamed on Obama and he'll get a pass on that. What do you mean, Saxy Moxie 2? Where do you think coaching will fit into this new economy? Clarify that question. Let's see. Big Sure, haha, I'm getting out of Amazon. I saw the writing as well. Like I said, if you're selling stuff that is domestically sourced, you're going to be fine with Amazon FBA. That's not going to be impacted. It's just a lot of this Chinese shit that's going to be a problem. No, Amazon's not going anywhere, but they're not, you know what? Let's see how you feel about that in 2 years. They're not going anywhere. But a lot of people who've been making money due to the workforce inefficiencies and cheap labor across the world, that shit's going to be impacted greatly. And if you think I'm wrong, bet me. Put out a number and I'll match it. Because I've been through this rodeo before. Let's see. Let me go up. Melissa V, I don't have to buy you shit. I get stuff every day for free. Without cheap China, eBay and Amazon, they're not gonna disappear because they didn't start with that, but they're gonna have some issues. Their profitability will not be the same. Tariffs are coming. Believe that. Mark, people forget that Americans profit off of made in China. Certain corporations. Americans as a whole don't. but certain corporations and people who do Amazon FBA, things like that. Yeah. And that's kind of, see, this is the thing. All right. Back in the 50s, Detroit was the world's second largest economy after the United States. The city of Detroit was the world's second largest economy. Why? Because they manufacture stuff and they ship stuff. Manufacturing is very important. So what this will do, we will not have another like Detroit type level manufacturing again. That's not coming back. But it will force a lot of people to, okay, if you're buying this thing from China and it costs you $8, and if you make it here, it costs you $7.50, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You don't have all the language barriers. You don't have a lot of these other issues. What are you going to do? Lucky Star. I noticed China also sells on Amazon and eBay. That's messed up too. They're taking advantage of us. Well, what they're doing is people buy stuff, and when they see what a lot of people are buying, then they'll just throw it up themselves and sell direct. Jetty A, so true. If dad is rich and powerful, you're going to get breaks, and 99% of the people do not even know they exist. I've seen this kind of stuff. I'm going to tell you a story of a guy I used to work for. Eamon 718. Hillary was going to run the Second Amendment. I don't believe in that. I think it was mostly hate that got her. Yes, the fashion industry is going to be very, very. It's going to be very intriguing to see how that happens. What happens with that? Mother's mustache. G Money, you're doing good by being here. So you're thinking out of the box, and that's definitely one of the first steps. Henry 30 Lewis, Amazon is saturated with resellers. Get on Etsy, make your own products. Much easier. Soap, unique. His, her, pillows, custom shirts. Join the movement. The makers movement is very real. There's a lot of people who are really tired of cheap bullshit. Started with Walmart because Walmart had to raise its game. And one of the reasons that Target was able to compete with Walmart was they went by design. They hired this guy, Mizrahi, something like that. And they started designing their soap, and they started designing their wares, and they started making their own stuff. And then I, as a Target buyer, I will go to Target 10 to 20 times for every one time I go to Walmart. Simply because I know that I can get in and out, and it's more expensive, but it's not like demonstrably more expensive. Let's see, Brazilians, some jack up export fee, Boeing, big soil baby. Robert, Amazon's a tech company as well. Their sales would be affected. I don't disagree, but if any company's position is with, they're not going to be like put out of business. But what I'm doing this for is everybody who thinks that they can like the Amazon FBA import cheap shit from India, China, that train's about to be fucking over. And it's not just over because Trump's going to go after China. It's over because China was starting to sell direct. Why would I need you when I can sell direct? China has put, a lot of Chinese manufacturers have warehouses here to solve the shipping problem. So what I see more of that, because if China brings their money here, creates a warehouse here and employs American people, they get around the tariff. That's what Honda did. That's why Honda plants are here, like the Honda plant in Ohio, because we've been down this road before. They were going to put some crazy ass tariffs on Japan, and Japan said, fuck that. We'll build factories here. That's why we have Honda factories here. BMW, they saw this shit coming. BMW has their SUV factory in Greenville, South Carolina. They saw it coming. So BMW's making BMWs here. They're not going to experience that. So you're going to see a lot of Chinese money, because Chinese has a lot of billionaires being created every day. They're going to come here. So a lot of money's coming, because like I said, if you are at that worker level, you're not going to be in, let's just say this is the flow, right? This area is the flow of money, business money, real estate, deals. If you're in business, you can get some of this flow. But if you are a worker, you're down here, but the flow is up here. You can't get in it. There's nothing you can do to get the flow. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. Well, any way you look at it, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. People are refusing to sell houses to overseas Chinese people that pay cash in Silicon Valley. I wonder if Trump will extend the sentiment. Not only the Chinese are doing that in California, they're doing it in Seattle. The rent is sky high in British Columbia, and the economy sucks. Why? Because you got Chinese people coming over with suitcases of money buying property. Let's see what we have here. I'm just trying to go through. G Money Bags. Anyone know where I can make custom t-shirts and hats? I have so many ideas. Go local. I have no idea. I'm going to see, because this is the thing. Unlike some people, I will wait and see what happens. If he is successful doing what he wants to do and he doesn't kill the American economy, yeah, he probably get 2 terms. But if he fucks up stuff like I think he is, it just really depends. Like I said, I didn't think he had enough base to win, but I was wrong. So let's see. Isaac Maserati. Yeah, he totally turned Target around. Just got a contract for Craigslist for 2K paint job. See, a lot of people think you can't make money on Craigslist. Broderick, the main thing my friend got from his dad was that helped him in business is the boss attitude. That attitude showed itself everywhere. I never heard of such a place. Mercedes-Benz has a factory in America too. So that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm going to shut this puppy down. I went a little bit over, but anybody that wants to get into the mind over money sale, this is how you do it. You go below the video. You go to hustlerskungfulifeskills.com. You go to hustlerskungfudojo.com. Pick whatever course that you want. Send my assistant at hustlerskungfu@gmail.com what you want. She will send you an invoice and set you up. 50% off. Knock yourselves out. So I just want to say thanks to everybody that popped in. Appreciate you. And I'm out.